Hello. It is 2:59 p.m. on December the 29th, 2020 here in Salem, Indiana. So, I've had some more things show up from 7 years ago when I was tracking the comet Ison. So that would have been around 2013, 2014 time frame. And something interesting has shown up. And not to mention what we're looking at here. Hello, what we're looking at here on this screen. This is the weather cam. Bradley Lake, I guess that means south facing, on the 28th of this month. That would put that at yesterday in Alaska, I think. CFAA weather advisory, and that Planet X. Nibiru, the famed Nibiru. Let me flip this around, you all. Let me flip this around. I want to say hello. Hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello from my heart to yours. You know, something is unsettling in my spirit when I see this showing up on the radio hour. Can you hear me? Hello, Fancy Truth. Thank you for your fancy comment. You're the only commenter that I have right now. And we are 2 minutes into this video, but that's all right. So with that being said, hello. Hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello from my heart to yours. Yeah, sounds good. That's great. You are my only commenter, so thank you, Fancy Truth. Yeah. So now we have more comments coming in, and it is 2:24. That's what's happening right now. Hello, thank you all for joining me. I don't know if YouTube was holding them back. I just want to say right now, I don't really like using this share the screen YouTube creator thing because they've already lowered my resolution down, okay? I start off with a really good resolution and then bam, they lower it. They say open the widget. Yeah. The stream's current bit rate is higher than the recommended bit rate. So we recommend that you use a stream bit rate of 1000. So they've lowered it. So yeah. We're gonna look at this. There is a link to this and we are going to look at it. So we're looking at this right here. This was shared by Gary Kopietz again. I can't say his last name right, but let's look down here. Here is his post. He says, these photos of Nibiru, aka Planet X, were copied from the Alaskan FAA weather cam in Bradley Lake, Alaska, around 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time on December the 28th, 2020. The planet is right center. You can see it. Go see it now at the link below and scroll down to Bradley Lake and click it. Then click on the camera. The camera takes a photo every 10 minutes. These photos are from the government FAA, Federal Aviation Administration weather camera in Bradley Lake, Alaska. So he shared that yesterday. And Polly told me about it because I haven't really been on the Facebook looking at things. And I thought, okay, that's cool. That's cool, you all. It's still showing up. You know, there's something rather alarming also about it. So he's taken these pictures. I'm just going to bring... How about this? Let's do this. He's taken these pictures. I'm going to just show you the screen. Right here. This is at Bradley Lake. We can see them right here. Hello. Hello, everyone. So you can see that it's getting covered up. somewhat. I think I'm going backwards, you all. I am going backwards. So it's showing up at 1319, showing up in the afternoon. Why is it showing up in the afternoon? You have to ask yourself, why is this? Look, there's the center of the you-know-what right there. Look at that lovely dot. Can you all see that lovely dot right there? Yeah, so let me... I wanted to put those in there so I can just show you like that, but we can, if I could make this bigger, I would, but that's okay. Could you all see that dot? Hello there, Kim Conklin. It's nice to have you on here. Yeah, so let's get back to this. So we're going to go backwards. So this is at 1:09 p.m. yesterday. You can see the planetary right there, that planet right there. You can see the center of the sun right there. This is 1319. You still see the center of the sun. Isn't that something? But that's okay. And you can see this right here. This was actually Gary Kopietz that has shared this. There's something else right there. Look right here by this planet. There looks like there's some kind of a curvature right here too. Let's see if we can do this. Like if we go into this enhance video, I wonder which one would bring it out even more. I don't know. Let's see if we can bring out any more of this. No, I'm not really good at doing this, but that's all right. It's fine. I don't need to be that good. So look, here's a curvature right here. This is a grayscale negative, so you can see that planet right there. You can see all the white that's coming from that one sun. This is the HDR. I'm not going to mess with those things down at the bottom. I'm not, because they're going to mess me up. And this would be a glare from their camera, but this is not. This is not. But look how bright this sun is, you all. Look at this ray going up there like that. I just want to look at the... Oh, look at this. This is the edge detect. They call it the magic pen, but the magic pen is actually the edge detect is what it is. And here's the inverted mode. Okay, so let's just cancel. Let's get out of that. So this is at 1:30 in the afternoon at the Bradley Lake south-facing camera. Yeah, well, this is red, and it's showing up is what it is. It's showing up. And this is at 1:59. So at 1:50, Gina, what did you do? I don't know. 1:59, and then we have 14:29. I think I'm am I skipping things, you all? 13:49, 13:59, 14:29, 14:39, 14:49. You can see it. It's really clear that it's up there. Yeah. So let's look at this. So thank you, Gary, for sharing that again. So I went over there. I went to the website, the AV cams. Whoopsie. I went to the AV cams, and here it is right here. So it's the FAA aviation weather cameras. And this is Bradley Lake. You can click in it. You can click down here. You can do the loop, but the loop isn't going to show anything because it's already, it's 11:02. So it's 11:02. You got to wait a while. Even if you do the south-facing loop, the images are six hours old, they say, but you can play them, is what you can do, and it will go through them. You see, we have some periods of darkness, I guess, because it was dark out. Yeah, so why do they have to have their product 6 hours old. Do you ever think about that? Why would you have your product 6 hours old? But they do, 6 hours old. You can see the reddish hue with that sunset right there. So that is, thank you for joining me. If you're just tuning in, thank you for joining. Please give this video a thumbs up so others can see it. So with that being said, with this showing up like that, and this is a current one, you can see December the 28th, it's showing up. He's been tracking it for a while. I've got this on me, I'm sorry. That is kind of funny. He's been tracking it for quite a while. Okay, so that takes me back to, he's been tracking it for around 4 years, so that takes me back to over here on my Facebook memories, right here. So here I'm at December the 29th, 2013. You see I'm tracking the comet Ison, 666 years after the comet Negra, 1347, and the Black Death. So this was interesting because it told about the Black Death. And then right here, did a comet cause the Black Death? I shared that because it had information in it, but it's not found anymore. So this was from 2013. Did a comet cause it? They says they know the baculus travels pneumatically or whatever. We've got this plague now, okay? We've got this plague, this virus thing that is happening. And in this right here, they said something about a comet being seen in the sky. Look at this. Comet Negra of 1347 is mentioned in a book published in 1749, linked to the book of Harvard Library, in the Harvard Library website. Watch this. Excerpt from pages 166 to 167 speaks of different signs that appeared before the outbreak of the plague. So there were signs that appeared before this outbreak of plague. Now, that's what they're saying. Let's look at this, y'all, because it is kind of interesting. It is. I'm going to click to that so we can see that book. Hello. Yeah, let's look at this. So we're looking at the Harvard Library, and this is a book, a general chronological history of air, weather, seasons, meteors, and in sundry places, the different times. So they say that of this plague died barefooted monks, and of Carthusian monks they died. I don't know this is a strange language to me, you all. it's old English language or something. And foe of all the rest of the clergy proportion, a conjunction and an eclipse happening in 1345, judicial astrologers pretend to foretell a mighty and fatal events to follow. But it's Effie predicting what we know is already begun, as the plague was 4 years before, and not but that each country had its own shocking premonitors. They say that there were 2 moons on October the 11th at Dublin, were fiend 2 moons at once. 2 moons at once? In England, the year that it came hither, September the 28th, 1347, it rained from Christmas till midsummer without one fair day, hence the great floods. In France, besides rain, in August was seen the terrible comet called Negra. In December appeared over a Viking from space of an hour, a pillar of fire, the sun being up. There were many and great earthquakes, tempests, thunders, lightnings, several towns, villages, mountains, and thousands of people were swallowed up, and the courses of rivers were, I don't know what they were, from the chaffin's in the earth, fent forth blood as Vilek in Iphyria. Terrible showers of hail, each stone weighing from 1 pound to 8 pounds. Abortions in all countries. In Germany, it rained blood. In France, blood gulped out of the graves of the dead and rained and stained the rivers. Oh no, where did you go? Okay, here we go. They stained the rivers crimson. Comets, meteors, fire beams, scorifications in the air, Machthons. The heavens were on fire. Are you all seeing this? This was from when this comet happened. This plague happened. This was stuff that happened before it happened. Are you all seeing that? Yeah. So let's look at that. So in Lamech, in Upper Athia in 1348, rained blood 3 days together. It rained blood for 3 days. Do they mean literal blood, or do they mean fire? It was so red. And the rain, or maybe it was, let's think about this. Maybe when they say it rained blood, maybe it was the dust, the heavy dust, red dust, the heavy iron oxide that was in the air that is supposed to be with this tail, this Nibiru, the heavy iron oxide particles raining down in the rain, and it turned the rain red and it looked like blood. That is what they're describing, because that's what they say that is Nibiru's tail. It has iron oxide in it, and you'll get a fine dust at first, but when the dust starts getting really heavy, you should take shelter, it said. So they have rain. So this is interesting. This is information that has been documented. They say detail of the general and particular premonitors of this judgment and the particular sufferings of the clergy by it were too great a subject for one whole volume. Look, soon after the raining of blood at Lamech, it began at Katia and in the neighborhood near the Great Sea. But whether it arose in India, Scythia, Tartary, or Arabia, it went sweeping along through the Indians, Tartarians, the Sacrians, the Turks, the Syrians, the Palestinians, the Persians, the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Africans, with parts about the Tunis and the Triphylian. Then it went all over Levant, through Mesopotamia, Chaldea, Cyprus, Candy, Rhodes, and every inland island of the archipelago. Then it came into Greece and overrun Europe. About the latter end of 46 or beginning of 47, it reached Italy. September the 28th, 1347, it landed on the English coast of Dorfandyre. In 50 and 51, it reached Scotland and Ireland. It had not fully finished its permulation, sounds like a tribulation, over the world before 60 or 62. If it was so favorable as to leave as a third part of men alive in Rome in a few places, a third of the people were, this sounds like something out of Revelation that has already happened, but maybe this is history repeating. A few men alive, and others, it took 15 out of 16 people. In more, it utterly extirpated the human race and laid waste from places. Arthemia and in eastern parts died in the year 2,300,000, is that 23,840,000 people died? That's what it's saying. And the Venetians lost 100,000. In Florence died in 1 year. Germany and stuff. So that is interesting, you all. That right there that was a precursor to the plague that happened. A precursor to the plague that happened. Yeah. That's exactly right. Well, the dark and the light exist together. They do. The dark and the light exist together. Now, with that being said, I want to come back to here. So we have this Planet X, this Nibiru, that is said to have a great big long tail. a debris tail is what it's saying. I hope this is all right, you all. Is this all right? That was, and you can find that book. You can find it. It's in Harvard's library. But okay, so we looked at that. And I want to go back to this screen right here. So look, the sequence page, whatever. This was an interesting. So this is back in 2013 when I did this. But there was another thing that I was tracking. The Ison, Comet Ison, because they had all this stuff going on about Comet Ison. You can see this right here, 2013. They're tracking it right here. It's in pink. And they said that Comet Ison just fizzled away and it just disappeared. That's the story. It fizzled away and it disappeared. That is the official story. Okay? But I don't think it did. It says, this was the information I gathered on it. It says, since they are still tracking Ison, it is estimated that the tail of the comet is 300,000 kilometers, which is 186,411 miles wide. The distance from the Earth to the moon. That's the tail of this comet, they said. I will put a little video below for entertainment references. A large bolide meteor event, as stated in another post, which seems to match this passing. I'm not going to do it because it's somebody else's video, but this is what they said about it back in 2013 when this comet, it was all in the news. How many of you remember this comet in the news? I remember it. I was glued to this iswa.gsfc.nasa.gov. I was totally glued to it. Well, Chooky Chris, here's what they do. They will unsubscribe you. If I was you, Polly had to do this. Polly got unsubscribed and she wasn't receiving notifications, so she had to go and hit that bell. Something about you hit a bell notification to get a notification, because I heard a while back they quit notifying. That's what I heard. They quit notifying people unless you have an app, and I guess you might have to update the app. Hello. Love with all your heart. Wes, thank you. WES. So I am going somewhere with this. I promise you, I'm going somewhere with this. We're going to go now to the ISWA because I think that this right here, it's here. And I think that it came when this started getting tracked. This is what I think. So, okay, so when this started showing up, I think I've got this right here. Look at this. When that started showing up, so they go, the hypothetical Planet X. This is NASA Science Solar System Exploration. Look, in January of 2015, Caltech astronomers, they found this. So let's look at the Caltech astronomers, and we're gonna watch this. This is what the Caltech astronomers had to say. And this, let me just say this right now. This is for educational purposes and for learning. This is what this is for, because this is very informative, educational and information. Let's watch this. This all came out after this comet Ison showed up. I haven't watched it, by the way.
Continued observational characterization of a field of icy debris beyond Neptune, known as the Kuiper Belt, is gradually unveiling a population of small bodies whose orbital periods span thousands to tens of thousands of years. Remarkably, this aggregate of distant objects exhibits large-scale collective structure that is strikingly puzzling within the framework of the present-day 8-planet solar system. Namely, the most distant orbits of the solar system occupy roughly the same plane and have perihelia that are approximately collinear. The clustering of the apsidal lines and of the orbital planes of the Kuiper Belt objects cannot be explained by an observational bias alone and is highly statistically significant. What sculpts the intricate arrangement of the distant Kuiper belt? Numerical simulations reveal that an approximately 10 Earth mass planet occupying an eccentric orbit with a period of 15,000 to 20,000 years can naturally generate the observed confinement of long-period Kuiper belt orbits. This inferred member of our solar system, Planet 9, likely resides in the same moderately inclined plane as the distant small bodies themselves. However, calculations reveal that its orbit must be anti-aligned with respect to those of the Kuiper belt objects. Unexpectedly, gravitational torques exerted onto the Kuiper belt by Planet 9 also generate a population of highly inclined, large semi-major axis centaurs via the Kozai-Litoff effect. Continued analyses of both distant and highly inclined outer solar system objects provide the opportunity for testing the Planet 9 hypothesis, as well as further constraining orbital elements and mass of the distant planet.
How can I get this to stop? Okay, we've got that to stop. So let me flip this back around. I just wanted to show that little analysis, whatever they did on that. So they found this ninth planet, and I think we did a video. It was a couple weeks ago about the planet X. Okay, and I like I'm going to say again, I really feel that it is. I think it's Comet Ison. Okay, now we're going to the iswa.gsfc.nasa.gov. It's one of my favorite places to go. It really is. I've got to let this play out because, you know, what I've been doing, I went here and I looked at my screenshots that I saved of the Enlil heliosphere inner planets, is what I did. I looked at it, and I noticed something with these. I noticed something with them. Is what I noticed. This I'm going to show you my pictures, that is screenshots that I took. You can see no red on here. We're over here. You can see hardly any red. You have Comet Ison right here. There's no red showing up yet. Okay, and look at the time frame. This is the one of 2014. Not too much red at all. Okay, there isn't. And then you still have it right here. Here it is in the pink. Okay, so I wanted to know some more about Comet Ison. So this is today's. Right here. This is today's. Look at the red that has now started showing up with this velocity Earth field line connectivity. Look at the red that has been showing up. I'm going to show you something. This was really interesting. I know it's blinking. It's blinking, but there's something very interesting about this red that's showing up. I was sitting there thinking it wasn't showing up. I wanted to know when it started showing up. So I hope this is all right, because this really is kind of important. It is. So we have all this stuff going on, and look at these things wiggling all over the place. Okay, you see them wiggling. This is a current thing of this inner planet thing. And you can see they don't got no planet Ison on this one right here. They don't. But we sure got a lot of this red that is happening. Let's drag this down. So I've put over here when this is kind of like a classroom right now. So I've put over here the very moment in time when Comet Ison, they finally acknowledged it. I'm sorry that's blinking a little. You'll have to bear with me. Can you hear me? Yeah, when they acknowledged it. Sorry. It's not nice to let it look like that. It blink. Okay, so there's not too much red, but there is some little bit of red over here. And we are at August. And getting ready. Now we're in September. And boom. Ison is on the map. You say, Gina, why are you going back to Ison? Because I think that it is the planet X, the Nibiru. Look at that. So we don't have none of this red going on yet. But as it moves closer, we get a little bit of yellowish stuff. They say that it just fizzled away, because that's what they said it did. Fizzled away. So this is what I did. I thought, okay, we're gonna look at this. We're gonna try to find out let me kind of shrink this. We're going to try to find out, when did all of this red stuff started happening? Because it has been happening. It has not always been happening. Okay, it hasn't. Because it really wasn't here at this time when this started showing up. Right here, let me drag these out of the way. I want to keep that right there. It wasn't there when those started showing up. So what I've done is I'm going to go back. It wasn't really there at that time, but what you do is you can go fast forward. We're going to go fast forward to when it really starts showing up. So let's try October of 2014. I'm going to flip this around so it doesn't blink into your all's eyes, because it's important to document when the red started showing up, and I think it started showing up when this comet came around, and it has not left since. That was back in 2013 and 2014. It's blinking right now, and I don't want you all to look at it. I don't, but yeah. Now you can see it. Here we are at July of 2014. You can see that we've got the red here now. The red is showing up, but it wasn't showing up July of 2014. You may say, Gina, you're taking so long. I have to take long. Okay, I really do. So let's go into March. Is it there in March? Because it's there in. It didn't. I didn't redo it. I didn't redo it. It's not here. It's not right here at this time. You cannot see hardly any red right now. And this is 2012. Look at this. There's hardly any red at all. And Ison is not showing up on the radar, but it's starting to. Things are starting to heat up. So this red is here. And it's getting worse. And the more you go, the more you go forward, the more the red comes about. You're going to see a little bit of blinking, but that's okay. The more the red comes about, the more forward we go. And it was not there until that comet showed up. And I don't think it was the comet. I really don't think it was the comet. It was not what they said it was. I think it was the planet X, because it has severely disrupted everything, and they're not showing this comet on the on here at all. They're not showing anything about it on here. So we're in 2015. We've got all this disturbance and stuff happening, is what we've got. So, and this is how I figure it out. Then you just keep going back. You keep going forward or back. You can go here too, and you can do the same thing. You just got to hit one of these numbers. Keep going forward, because if you look at this right here, the current right here, that's a lot of red. A lot of this red is showing up now, and there's a lot of disturbances that is happening, is what's happening. A lot of disturbances. I want to see when this moves. I'm going to, I can just leave this one and let that one continue to play. I really can. But we can cover it up so you don't have to stare at it. See, now all these disturbances are coming, but they're not showing no comet on here at all. But I believe that comet Ison, I think it was Nibiru, and I think it has messed up this connectivity, is what I think it's done. It's messed it up. So the further we go, the more red we're going to see. And it was not there before, and I think they know something. I really think they know something. Something is coming. That's what I think. Something is coming, and they know it. And I think that something is already here, right here. Because it's causing a lot of disturbances, and they're spraying the sky like never before. That's what I think they're doing. They're spraying it like never before. And I hope this is all right, you all, because I'm trying to show you that the red was not here like it was. It was not. We can click into this now. Look at that. So the red is showing up even more. You can't make this stuff up. You can't. Something is out there, and it's creating this right here. That's what it's creating. It's creating this. This is 2017. We didn't have this stuff until that comet Ison, which they say was comet Ison, showed up. It wasn't on there, and I'm surprised that we can go back that far. I really am. No, you really can't hide the truth. You can't. And we can go up one more time. I think it's getting worse. I think the wobbling or whatever's going on, I think it's getting a lot worse than what it was before. I really do. Did I do 2017 or 2018? I want to do 2018. That was just a, I had to click a number and apply. That was just a few years ago. But look at that. Something is being disturbed. It is. And then we got this right here showing up. Right here. Yes. And you know, there's a reason they took this thing right here offline. They took this right here offline. This Chefanork and the Cape Fanshawe. You can't see those. This one, I think they showed way too much is what I think. All of those are offline. They showed too much. That's what I think. They may say they broke them down, but I don't think they broke. I think they took them off. Why do you got to have all these cameras up anyhow? Why do they? I bet they do, and it's all right. I wanted to get back to the integrated space weather, but I didn't want you all to look at that. This is what's happening. There's massive disturbances taking place. And I don't think it's just from the sun, because it came from when that comet Ison showed up is when it came. Okay, this should be through. So look at this. It's blinking a little bit. Look at the disturbances, and I think this is look how much it's swinging now. This is really swinging all over the place, and well, this right here needs to calm down. Yeah, something's going on, and it did not happen. It didn't happen. It was not like this back in. Let's do it again, just one last time. It wasn't like this in. Let's go to March. Let's pick a number. March something. March of 2013. It was not this bad, but it has continued to get redder and redder. The disturbance is there. And I'm not one to study. I don't study this. This has not been my area of concentration. I'm just going to tell you right now. This is not my area of concentration. But I think that I was watching this. I was watching this back in 2013. 2013 I was watching it. And now look at me. I'm 7 years later, and I'm on here with you all, and I'm showing this stuff that I'm showing. That's sorry about that blinking. I hope it don't hurt your eyes too much. Yeah. See, there's hardly any back here around the first part of 2013. It's just like now coming. I wish I could go back more, because you can see some coming. And I'm wondering if that's when it got closer. I wonder if we can go to 2011. I guess we can. That's all I have to say. There's something going on, and there's disturbances. And we got this planet showing up right here, and we've got the pinkish skies, and then we got the pinkish skies, and then we have this Harvard thing saying fire beams. Then we have this Harvard thing, comets and meteors and fire beams, purifications in the air. It rained blood 3 days all together. So this was back in 1347 and 1348. Rained blood, and it turned the waters that way. Yeah. It turned the waters to blood. And look, let's see if we can say this. Let me see if I can get these numbers right. 23,840,000 people in the eastern parts died in 1 year. That was before the plague. That was before the plague started, is what happened before the Black Plague, or bubonic plague had taken place. I would go back here and see if we can look at this. I'd be interested. No, it's still there. It's still there, you all. This is 2010. Blink. The only differences I'm seeing now is it was on that side, and now it's on this side. This red is on this side now. Why is that? See, I don't study this. Why is it on this side now? And why is it on this side? Did this thing make its loop? Did the planet make its loop? Is it looping itself around? That would be good to know. How far back on this can we go? Can we go to 20-something, 26? No, we can't. So with that being said, I am going to go. But I did want to show that because it's still around. This planet is still around. It's showing up on the FAA weather cams in Alaska. And I guess if you don't get to it, if you don't look at the photo when it's first shared, then it's going to be erased. That's what I think. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And thank you for joining me. 3:41 p.m. and I'm not an expert on this. I'm not an expert. I'm very curious about what's going on. I really am. I'm sure it's all tied together. There's pieces of a puzzle. Yeah, bless you all too. Please give this video a thumbs up, and I think you need to push that bell or hit that bell, whatever that bell is. Is what you need to do if you wanted to get, I don't like saying that phrase, what you need to do or what you need to know. If you would like to, you could push that button or push that bell. I don't know how that would affect you. But thank you once again, and have a